So before I get started on this video, I wanted to do a follow-up to yesterday's video. Yesterday's video I showed you that I changed the thermostat. And at the beginning of the video, I said I hate making videos where I don't know the outcome of the video. And yesterday, it didn't work. So the engine still won't heat up while I'm driving. When it's sitting here on idle or when I rev it up, I rev it about 2,000 RPMs. Occasionally it will heat up. Well, it always heats up, but occasionally it'll fall back down a little bit. Other times it stays where it's supposed to be at the correct temperature, but as soon as I put it in drive and I start driving and wind comes into the engine compartment, then it cools right down to where it's pegged low. So I'll do some more research and figure out what's wrong with it. I ordered another thermostat. So this thermostat I bought, when I did some research, it said that it's quite likely it could be a bad thermostat. It happens quite regularly, actually, that new thermostats can be bad. So there was a warranty on it. So if I ordered, like I said, I ordered one from Amazon. If that one works, then I'll just return the one I bought at AutoZone. Because I Googled it, and apparently there's a lot of failures that come from that particular brand. If not, then I'm going to start looking at the sending unit itself. I don't know how it could be the sending unit, but maybe. It's pretty consistent. So, regardless, I still have an issue. At least it's not overheating. I mean, this is still bad. It can damage your catalytic converter and your spark plugs, but it's not overheating, which will damage your entire engine. Okay, so the thing I wanted to talk about today is I wanted to make sure that, well, I guess I don't even have to really ask this question. If you're watching this video, then you've obviously survived the apocalypse that we just encountered. I am one of the few survivors left on the planet. So amazingly, we still have internet, so we can communicate. I can make videos and we can communicate. But it was a pretty catastrophic event, as you know. You've survived it too. I'm just not sure what to do next. I mean, I'm doing okay. I mean, we live off grid and I'm still able to upload videos. I'm still able to get online. I'm still able to communicate to you. So that's important. But I would have, from what I'm understanding, a good portion of the United States didn't survive. Now, I live off grid, so I don't have a lot of news stations to rely on. I have YouTube videos and that's about it. It's my understanding. It didn't affect me. But it's my understanding that AT&T went down for a few hours a couple days ago. And so I was watching these prepping channels and they were all saying, well, this is it. We're in trouble now. Hackers have hacked us. But when I watched the news, it was a solar flare, which Pepper's been telling me about for ages, that we got to watch out for these solar flares. And that's why I got to have a Faraday cage, which I have a Faraday cage. I have a cage here with my shed that protects my equipment. I didn't know that my cell phone needed a Faraday cage. Well, I guess I did, but I don't know how to put a Faraday cage around the cell phone towers or the satellites that are around the planet. But that's not what the cause is. The media is lying to you. We were hacked. Okay. And also, you weren't able to get prescriptions for a whole 15 hours. Oh my gosh, there were people lying on the streets dead. And then we had the, you couldn't go to the ATM machines. Oh, so there's a machine inside the machine. I'm being silly there. This is just more fear. First of all, I love how these preppers always tell us they're not fear mongers. But then we hear a story, and it's a plausible story. It's a story that the fear mongers have warned us about. Solar flares. So we have solar flares activity right now. And apparently one must have hit a satellite or something, I don't know. And it took down AT&T, several cell phone towers, whatever. I mean, I don't have all the facts, but I don't really care either. And some ATMs. And apparently it was a problem with the pharmaceutical thing. I mean, whatever. And so what they told us was a plausible story. Oh no, that plausible story isn't right, because I'm telling you, it can't be right. Although I've been warning you forever about solar flares. This time we have a solar flare. That's not the case. It was hackers. Okay, just try to stir up fear, because that's what you're good at. That's the only thing you know how to do. I learned today that drama, people who stir drama and cause drama, are actually trying to get endorphins. Drama, for what people call drama queens, actually is an addiction. They're addicted to the drama. And so they stir it up. You go to work and you got that one person who's always stirring up the drama. And they lie and do whatever they can, gossip, to cause issues. That's what these preppers are doing, is they're stirring up drama. But I don't think they do it, well, they might, but I don't think they do it for addiction. They do it for views. But it doesn't matter. Here's what I keep saying. It doesn't matter what caused it. And in my mind, it doesn't even matter that it happened. They talk about being prepared, but then they're not prepared. If you rely on your cell phone for anything, then you're not prepared. There's only 4 things that you have to have: food, water, shelter, and defense. That's it. Cell phone was not in that list. And so if you require communications, you know, we talk about, gotta have a ham radio. Why? I don't need to communicate with anybody. I'm not a social human being. And the thing is I don't call myself a prepper. Every time I say that, somebody in the comment section say, oh yes, of course you're a prepper. No, I'm not a prepper, don't want to be a prepper. I live off grid, I'm living my dreams. And if that makes me prepared, fine. But I don't want the stress and the drama. Apparently, I do not have this addiction to drama, because I think it's just absolutely insane. It's so frustrating to watch good people get bamboozled by these preppers. Well, the end of the world's here. Click the link below for a solar generator. Well, there's no links in mine. And the thing is, I've said this before, and I want to be honest, is I have never sold anything on this channel. And if I were to sell something, if something that I felt was really good, here's the things I would sell. I would sell a Berkey water filtration system, but I use it every day. I've had 3 of them. The first one, my first wife took with her when she left. The second one burned up in the fire, and this is the 3rd one we've got. I love them. I'll always have one as long as they are making them, the filters. I have a backup set, just in case I can't buy them anymore. The other thing I would sell is Champion generators, inverter generators. I love them to death. And I think that those generators, for the price, are far superior than Honda's. Now somebody's gonna say, oh no, Honda's the best. Okay, Honda's the best, but you also pay twice the price. I don't think Honda is that much better that you gotta pay twice the price. They're slightly better. They might make a little less noise, not much. I have mine sitting right next to a Honda, and I couldn't tell the difference between the 2 of them. Champion generators went a long way. So if I were to sell something, there's the 2 things. The other thing I might sell would be rich solar panels, but I'm sure they would never contact me. Things I use every day. But oh, I got a solar generator I want to sell you. Well, I think those are garbage. I know a lot of people have them, and I understand why you have them, and I don't fault you for having them. If you live in an apartment and you want to have a little bit of an emergency electrical supply if your power is out for a couple hours, I totally understand that. But as far as going out and spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on them so you can live off grid, if the solar flare or the hackers really wanted to take us out, the solar generator isn't going to work for you. People are too reliant on things. Things that we don't need, cell phones. I mean, I just couldn't believe I was hearing this prepper is telling me in order to survive, you have to have a backup plan to your cell phone. If my cell phone would have went down, first of all, I don't make phone calls. So that would have ended our internet for the day. The only thing I need internet for is I like to play this game in the morning when I get up. I would have been disappointed I couldn't play that game. But that was all it was. It'd just be a disappointment. And then I upload YouTube videos. Now, the YouTube video wouldn't have been an issue at all. I can go up to the library and they have internet. I can just upload my video right there. And it's completely legitimate. Or I can even go inside. I have a library card and I can upload that video. But that is not something that I depend on. That is my job. I make money from YouTube. But I don't need it to survive. So I don't understand what this prepping thing is all about. I think these people are just bamboozling you for drama, for views, which I don't have a problem with views. But the endorphin rush people are getting from this, I just think if they're making you spend money or suggesting you need to spend more money, that there's a real issue with that. I'm telling you to downsize your lives, spend less money. They're telling you to upsize your lives, spend more money. I think it's just a crime. If you want to survive, get rid of everything. Get yourself a little tiny house, a wood stove. The thing is if you sold your house, you could take the equity from your house, buy a place like this, and for $10,000, you're up and running, and you're living your dream. And you don't have to worry about cell phones going down. It's the end of the world. It's apocalypse. You don't have to worry about any of it. And you're scratching your head. What are you talking about? Cell phones have it when we first moved here. The tower would go down, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a week. And it was a frustration. It was really frustrating when my video would release. I like to keep track of it for about an hour to see how it's doing. But that's all it was a frustration. There was nothing that was so critical that I had to have internet right now, or I had to have a cell phone right now. If you've become reliant on the internet, I would really consider reducing your stress levels, reducing the amount of stuff you have. The internet's not that important. So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you that video where I was showing you I replaced that thermostat in my pickup truck. So if I can inspire you to get away from the fear so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.